Nancy and Geoff Stack are truly the most brilliant people you could ever know. They created a global movement of research and of families, which just emanates hope.
They are funding millions of dollars of research all over the world.
They don't talk about their own problems. Sometimes you wouldn't realize that they have their own daughter who has nephropathic cystinosis. They just try to help other people, and that's what they do.
When Natalie was diagnosed with cystinosis, we were devastated. She was born healthy, good weight, just kind of the normal baby, and she became sick within hours of us having her home, and then she was diagnosed shortly thereafter with cystinosis.
Cystinosis is a rare disorder. Ultimately, these patients will develop renal failure, kidney failure.
They suffer things like myopathy, muscle wasting, bone disease.
Probably up until 1994, there were no specific therapies for cystinosis. And it was through Jerry Schneider's work that they developed the drug cysteamine.
Before, the children were dying before the age of 10. Because of this drug, now they can live until young adult. However, even though the patients are taking the drugs, there is still a buildup of this toxic cystine into all the tissues.
On the eve of Natalie's 12th birthday, I said, "What's your wish for your birthday?" And so she reluctantly reached in her pocket, gave me this little napkin, and she had written in the crayon, "To have my disease go away forever." When Geoff got home that night, I said, "We better do something. Time is running out, and let's do something to at least start some kind of research for cystinosis."
So they decided to fund the Cystinosis Research Foundation, and the objective of the CRF is to fund research.
Our mission was to find better treatments because here our children were taking between 8 to 12 medications a day every 6 hours just to stay alive.
Dr. Dohill discovered a better cysteamine drug that is now the new drug that the patient is taking.
We have just an amazing team, brilliant team of researchers all over the world working to find better treatments and a cure for cystinosis.
And because Geoff and Nancy knew me, they took this big risk of funding my first project. I wanted to develop a new gene therapy approach.
Gene therapy works in a very unique way, so it targets the root of the problem. A gene therapy approach could actually replace the malfunctioning gene or correct the mutation, and do that in a very precise way.
The gene therapy treatment has the advantage of bringing the new gene that is functional into all the tissues of the patient. And we believe that this would have an impact that is more long-term.
Stephanie's work is really transformative. It really is trying to alter the whole essence of the disease and actually create a cure.
To say that she's impacted our lives is an understatement. She is a guiding force in the hope that we have for our children.
So again, we still need much more years to know the long-term impact of this treatment, but for now, the results are pretty promising.
We've already seen what happens with the gene therapy for our rare disease. We were told that she would not live past high school.
I'll be 33 this month. It was a long time ago, but I made my wish and I had no idea what impact it would have on the world today. I knew that it wasn't just me they were helping. There's a whole group of people out there who are affected by this disease as well. And so far, I feel great. I feel like I am much stronger. Even though I made the wish, my parents are the ones who acted on it, and so they're the ones who are the heroes, the ones who made everything happen.
Somebody who's donated a substantial amount of money to us came up, he said, "You weren't even sure she was going to be living until she was a teenager. Now she's gotten married. Look what you've accomplished." all of this, we couldn't have done it without a team of people. We've been very lucky. We've been very lucky.
There are thousands of rare diseases. What we learn on a rare disease can be applicable to so many more disorders.
From a more global perspective, I think we are joining a momentum where the gene therapy is making several strides on conditions that have no cure in the past, and now offers an opportunity and hope for people suffering from these conditions.
We are entering an era that we've never seen before, where we can take someone with hereditary spherocytosis, other childhood metabolic diseases, and correct them such that the person doesn't have a shortened lifespan.
And prior to us raising any funds, there were 5 researchers in the world, and it's allowed us to build a community of just 5 researchers now to hundreds of researchers in 13 countries around the world.
I think all families, all patients who live with cystinosis have an incredible beauty in their lives. It's a gift that Nancy and Jeff have given us, and we're so grateful.
You know, even though the fight isn't over, I hope that one day Cystinosis Research Foundation won't have to be in business. And I hope that one day all of the patients who are affected by cystinosis can live a normal life.
I think things are on the horizon and on the brink of things happening in the next few years, and that other diseases will be celebrating just like we've been doing in the cystinosis community.
That shows you, though, the power of an individual who's driven and wants to accomplish something for whatever reason, that they really can change the world.